Hey, this is Allison.
And this is Nina.
And this is Chaotic Good, your anything but neutral reality TV podcast.
And today we are recapping Survivor Season 49, Episode 13, Season Finale. Holy crap, y'all. We needed time to like really digest, really take in this episode.
Titled Fever Dream.
Yes, and boy was it.
Boy was it, because it was a long finale.
Yeah.
It was a long one.
Yeah.
We thankfully were with friends at kind of like a holiday. We kind of made an excuse to like have a holiday party out of it. So while we had a certain interruption that you may have heard about, we just smashed that mute button.
Yeah, had some snacks, had some drinks. I knew all of us knew like how late it was going to go. And I leaned into almost like the sleepover vibe of it all. And I wore like pajamas.
Yeah, she did. We literally, of course, we podcasted up until the minute of the Survivor finale. And then we got to watch it with friends. And we saw Savannah. We called it Final Girl.
Called it before Jawan.
So
obviously,
so if you Your Honor, you're watching us or listening to us, back on the merge vote, it's titled Survivor Horror Presents Savannah the Final Girl. We named the title that several weeks ago, just around merge time, when she was scaring MC a little bit.
At the bottom,
giving her scary eyes, and we were like chopping the chicken head off, and we were like, this girl,
it's giving Final Girl energy. She will do whatever it takes. Yeah, there is actually no other option but to survive this game.
And she said this in her exit interview, and I agree that at the merge vote, when her, Rizo, and Sophie, Blue Sophie, were, at the bottom, they were hoodwinked by that innate vote, blindsided. She was on the bottom, and she felt like people wanted nothing to do with her. And Savannah's not the type of person you want to put into a corner. Nope, you don't.
No.
And almost like that tenacity, that drive within her, led her to win 4 immunity challenges. And if she had won one more, she would have been in a single season for a female, the most immunity challenges ever won.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I did not realize
so
that. Wow,
she,
amazing.
big threat. Big threat.
Yeah.
Also had a lot of other fun moments of the episode. We saw a Survivor 50 first glance.
Yes, we did.
We saw a trailer for a very fun Rachel McAdams survival movie. Looks great.
Looks so good.
And then we just had a big Survivor 49 finale. But before we get into all of that, we're going to take our time with this.
Yes, we are. So strap in, get comfortable, because we're really gonna get our fingers deep in there into this episode and really see what we're working with.
Yeah, but before we start the full recap and analysis, we're going to catch up a little bit. So if you want to just fast forward to that recap, just check out our show notes below, and you can smash that fast forward button. But first, I haven't seen Nina all weekend.
I know.
So I need to ask.
Strange. Actually pretty strange for us, especially I feel like during the holiday season, where they are just like parties, get-togethers, cute little gatherings. Well, I actually wanted to say that I would like to go second, because I have a little surprise.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh gosh. Or should I just do? I think the surprise will do well second.
Okay. Well, I will be patient. You guys will also be patient, listening or watching.
Yes. Keep on listening. Keep on listening to the episode.
Yes.
To find out what the surprise is.
I know. I'm very excited.
Allison has no idea, by the way.
No,
this is not a put on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't tell her anything.
But I will go first. I am a line neutral good. Life is good. I went to Chattanooga this past weekend. My best friend from college she is engaged. She's going to be married. She has a wedding date. She has a wedding venue now. And so now we can do the most exciting thing, get a wedding dress for her. And so we went to a wedding dress appointment in Chattanooga, where she lives, with her family. her mother-in-law, her soon-to-be sister-in-law, and a great friend also that, you know, is in town for the holidays. And so we had a great time. And guys, she found the dress.
She found the dress, people.
She said yes to the dress. It was, oh my gosh, she is such a beautiful person, truly, inside and out. And she's such a fun, bold, creative dresser.
Yeah.
So
I am chomping at the bit because I also have not seen this dress yet. I am chomping at the bit to find out what she picked, because from what you told me, this was like the third dress she tried on.
Yeah, and she
ever, yeah.
And this was like our first appointment, and she was thinking like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna find it today.
Yeah, keeping the stress off, just like, hey, we're just looking,
coming in with no expectations. And I was like, oh, we'll just go and like try on shapes and styles and just kind of get a sense of what you like and don't like. But we don't have to make any decisions. Yeah. Third dress she tried on, she opened up the curtain. Everyone went, "Oh my god!" And she loved
it. So everyone else also
everyone
was like, "Oh
screamed.
yeah, this is something special here."
Yeah. And she just looks absolutely gorgeous. She was buzzing the rest of the weekend. She kept being like, "Do you love the dress?" She couldn't go to sleep that night.
Oh my god!
Because she loved the dress so much. Oh, it was so much fun.
Did she try many other dresses after that, or no? She was pretty like,
she tried on a few after that, and then the lady that was helping us kept pulling more dresses, and then Grace was like, "Stop! I've made my decision." Although me inside, because like Grace is like just so beautiful, and I could have been at that like bridal appointment.
Oh yeah, same.
Like
hours.
I
could have been there
hours. Yeah, all day. I was like,
just like, what about this? What about this? Okay, but what about with this accessory? But what about this accessory?
I wanted to treat Grace like a doll and just put her in every single dress in the entire store, regardless of if she liked it or not, just because I, for my own desires, I wanted to do that because it was just such fun girl time. But no, she was like, I know this is the one. And boom, we got it.
Yes, we did. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. How was the rest of the weekend? Also, because Chattanooga is just such a beautiful town. Was it like decked out in all like the holiday, like lights and up in the mountains? I bet it was just like,
yeah, I went to Rock City for the first time.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh!
Which
what'd you think of it?
All dressed. It was all covered in lights, and there was
how fun.
So many fun displays. Oh gosh, it was so cool. Yeah, no, I loved
Rock
it.
City is awesome. I went for the first and only time. I would love to go again. I would love to go in Christmas time. Now that I obviously it makes sense that they decorate, because I went during St. Patrick's Day, and that's when it turns into Shamrock City.
Oh yeah.
And they also go all out for the holiday, and I believe there is a waterfall that they dye green.
Oh, they have fun there. It's like all these cool like rock formations, and it was originally like a Native American site where they also added to the rock formations as well, and now it's kind of a really fun, kooky, creative place.
Yes,
they put on lots of displays. The Christmas lights were so much fun. We also went to a Christmas party up on the mountain, and we went to brunch. Every day was a day for brunch. Yeah. And it met a lot of her friends in Chattanooga. So yeah, it was really just a wonderful weekend. And I love when it is someone's time to be a bride. It's just a time to like really celebrate a friend in this like lovely phase of their life, and just make it really all about them.
Make it all about them, all about love.
All about love, and just putting them on a pedestal. And I'm just excited for this next year before she gets married to do everything I can to make her wedding the best ever.
Well, especially since now you have experience.
Yes, I have experience. I know, and I was even named the matron of honor because I can no longer be maid of honor because I'm a married lady now. So, but yes, I'm spearleading the matron of honor role, and I'm up for the task.
Oh, well, Grace is very lucky to have you as matron of honor. And well, yeah, if
Nina,
I know.
And now I have a question for Nina. Nina, how are you aligned?
I am aligned like beyond lawful good, because Chaotic Good HQ has received a gift.
What?
And I think future Allison is maybe gonna the audio might be kind of annoying for this because I do have to put my mic down for a sec.
No, you're good.
Is that all right?
I can always edit.
I'm giving fair warning. But here we go.
I'm not ready. What? Oh my gosh, guys, this is a big box.
So audio listeners, this is a big box that I just have on my lap here. Those on YouTube, you can, oh my gosh, this box is so big. Does it even fit on the screen? It's a big brown box with a red bow on it. And it does say to the chaotic good gals.
Stop. From Santa.
And I think we should maybe open it first before I tell you more about this.
Oh my God. Okay.
What do y'all think? Should we open it? Should we do our first haul?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. I'm also going to pass the mic into my other hand. We have to be so careful about how.
I know.
Damn mics. We got some discount mics, y'all. So.
So
okay.
here we go. I'm gonna put my mic down for a sec.
Okay. So I'm gonna start. Trying to. Oh, she's got scissors. I was about to just do it with my fingernails. Okay. Oh my goodness, she's cutting into the box. Oh my God, Santa came early.
I know. Well,
do you know what this is?
I have an idea. I think Santa has been listening, watching our videos. He knows we've been working hard, but we could always use new gear.
Oh my God.
Okay, it might be going off.
Oh, another box.
It's another box, people.
Okay, not over your cord. Okay. Oh my God. Yes.
So,
yes.
If you can't see, I'm not going to fully take it out of the box, but y'all, it's mic stands.
Mic motherfucking stands.
So if y'all haven't, or maybe you haven't noticed, have noticed, Allison and I have put ourselves in mic jail. We love the ideas of, having the mics near us, being able to hold it, but obviously we can't be our colorful selves, move our hands around because of the audio.
Yeah, we have to have a death grip around the mic to not make it all like staticky and
and we take breaks, we stretch our hands, but we just call it mic jail to make it fun. But we obviously love our chairs, we love sitting back.
Yes.
We love that comfort, and just at the moment we had little itty bitty mic stands for a table where if you saw our first videos, that's where we started. We were on a table, so that it made sense to have mic stands like that. But since we started on the chairs, let's just say two little birdies, two Santa's helpers by the names of Anna and Gabby.
Really? Oh.
They're avid listeners. They're they're good friends. Well, it's my girlfriend and her best friend. And the way that Anna explained it to me was it's just a gift from one set of best friends to another. And so this was their contribution to our podcast.
Oh my God, that is
they love so much.
So nice, and I am so excited to get these set up for literally the next recap we do. We will have mic stands. We will have mic stands, and we will be.
Oh, moving our hands around. Oh my gosh, maybe doing one of these. I love watching other podcasts and the movement of you sit down. It's okay, so how are you doing? Moving the mic forward to them. Being able to, we can move our hands. We can be holding something to drink.
That sounds amazing. That sounds really nice.
We can be on laptops looking something. Can you imagine the idea of the mic is here, I can't remember something, let me look it up on my phone real quick.
No, and it's so fun because I've also, these mic stands, I've had them in shopping carts. Already. They're ready to buy, but we're a scrappy starting out podcast.
Yes.
And we're very determined to stay within budget, which is the lowest budget you can imagine. But we really wanted to be a great podcast, and Santa
and they knew it.
Besties.
Yes, our Santa besties knew that we were doing that, so they just wanted to have just help us out. Is that so sweet?
I am so
excited.
Allison,
I'm so serious. She had no idea. I did not tell her anything. I mean, Anna didn't really tell me anything. It was one of those, like, it was like a little while back, actually, that she was asking me all these questions about mics. But I guess at the time, I didn't think anything of it because I probably was talking about the mics. I probably was talking about mic gel. I was like, oh, the podcast is good, but, we have to hold our mics a certain way and this and that. So that's kind of, and then she was like, oh, well, what if you could have a mic stand, what would it be? And I literally, I took a screenshot of like podcasters that I listen to, and I'm like, oh, like something like this would be like really cool. I don't know the name or how to.
I'm relating to this conversation so hard because at this point in my life, if someone wants to get into a technical conversation of how to run a podcast, the way I'm going to trap you in the conversation for the next 45 minutes, you don't even know what you just brought up. Because I got so many thoughts about it. So I bet that was so easy for Anna to get all of the details. That she needed. That you were just like,
and again, because I am so much in that mindset of like, oh, you want to talk podcast? Oh, well, I'll talk podcast. So I was just like getting into detail. I'm like, oh, like this sort of mic, not this sort of mic, because we sit on chairs. I think something like this would work. So, I like fully worked it all out for her. So then when this box showed up in Chaotic Good HQ under the Christmas tree, I kind of had an idea of maybe what it was going to be.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'm very excited for our next episodes.
Well, before we get to our next episode, we have to get to this episode.
That's right.
So we're going to take a second to get cleared up a little bit, and then we're going to launch into the Survivor 49 finale recap. So we ended up with 3 girls.
Yes, we did. All women
on the
final
Tribal Council.
3.
We have Savannah, Sage, and Sophie.
Better known as
I said this whole season, were we ever going to have an uprising?
Against people with names that start with a different letter than S. Like, just let's get these.
Yeah, and it's just like they simply must be stopped.
Yeah,
there's not enough of our kind out there, non-S names. But they didn't really follow through or even start that idea.
Yeah, not even close. It was funny to think that this was a tribal council where they really could show every single person like write that first letter,
that big first S, and you're like, I don't even know,
and you really could have no idea which person
exactly. So first we're gonna go through final tribal council, talk about who won, why they won, who didn't win, maybe why they didn't win, and get into all of that, and then even more beyond for this finale, because these finales are long episodes.
Woo! Yeah, it was long.
It was long. But to begin with our winner, Savannah,
the final girl,
final girl. And I, she even, when I posted that TikTok of the final girl, she reposted it, said she loved it, and it's like, I bet she was just holding it in, that she was like, that's me. That's me to the end. So she gets 5 votes, 5 winning votes for her at the final tribal council from Nate, Alex, Steven, Rizo, and Yellow Sophie. And then in second place was Sophie, Blue Sophie, Original Sophie.
Yeah.
And she got 2 votes from MC and Kristina. And then Sage was third with Jawan voting for her.
Yeah.
So I first want to talk about Savannah. So I feel like the big story around her is that she had this great story of going from the bottom at merge time.
Yes.
And then being at the end, at the top,
yeah.
and her sticking with her alliance through the game. You thought this was the bottom alliance, and they got to the top. Also her, dodging bullets. She definitely was, a desired target several times.
She had to win all of those immunity challenges. And
yes.
She knew it. She knew it in her bones. Like, that's my strategy. I think she might have even said that's like, yeah, that was my strategy, like, to win all of these immunity challenges.
Yeah, and I think
myself in here.
Yes, she did say that. And I thought it was interesting because I actually, in the past few seasons, I've been kind of, waffling on the idea of, the immunity challenge threat, like them being a threat because they're winning so many immunity challenges, because I feel like usually at the final tribal council, what people are really looking at is your social game. how much people like you, your strategic game, how well you did with blindsides, advantages, keeping your alliance together, taking down someone else's alliance. That I feel like sometimes, especially when a man is the immunity challenge, that I'm like, this guy, why are we taking this guy seriously? Like, is he really going to get to the end and like wow people? Like, maybe he's like very physically dominant, but is he dominant in other areas of the game?
Yeah, it just makes it like they're usually like just like not interesting like characters or like players to watch.
Well, you think of like people saying like, you know there's the strategy of having a meat shield.
Yes.
You know, and them keeping a meat shield in the game, so the meat shield is getting all this attention, and you know what people are targeting them if they don't want an immunity. And you know, my thinking is like, oh, if a meat shield, because I'm thinking of like a bro dude meat shield, a meat shield gets to the end, are they really gonna be able to effectively
sell themselves?
But I'm like, I think it might be different when it's a woman.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Well, yeah, I mean, just even the fact how many times Jeff brought up like Savannah being in that like elite group of women that has won 4 immunity challenges, like how many times that was brought up. And not to say, and by the way, which is amazing, that is quite a feat. But yes, I did it. Let's just say it was brought up so many times that I'm like, okay, like got it. But yeah, you're right. I think it is different. I think it is different with a woman. Yeah.
And I think it's different if you hadn't have won immunity, we would have tried to get you out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And everybody in that jury knew it.
Yeah, I think another thing that what really worked in Savannah's favor is that because she was like coming from the bottom, going to the top, she was not part of that like 7-person majority that started off the merge vote.
That's right.
That her betrayal didn't feel as personal.
Yep.
And it seemed more like fierce gameplay, whereas Sage betraying, you know, I'm going to put it on quotes because we'll discuss a lot about Sage soon, but it's like her sense of betrayal on her original majority alliance. And her being like an emotional, empathetic player, and you know, all of these things. I think it made the betrayal, the blind side, feel hurtful. You know, not.
Yeah. I can see that.
And so I think Savannah's betrayal felt more, you know, like, oh, of course that was like the best strategy for her because
we were coming for her. We were coming for her. So yeah, I understand why she voted me out because I was gonna burn name down.
Also, I was thinking that so Savannah and Rizo did fire against each other.
Yes.
And this was the first time we saw Savannah not as confident.
I know.
But she did
it because there's no other choice.
There is no other choice. But
there is no other reality.
She won fire, and then Rizo was sent to the jury as the final member of the jury. And I really think Rizo on the jury being able to go to Ponderosa that night and tell the people what him and Savannah did in the game.
Yeah.
So I think he probably went to Ponderosa, and I think he campaigned for Savannah and his own game too. What I think Rizo did is also in that same moment of like, you know, hyping himself up and hyping Savannah up, he also tanked Sage's game.
Oh.
Because I think he probably phrased her as, oh, we just used her as a number to get our way. Oh, she thinks she was like flipping and blindsiding and stuff. No, we were in control of those votes. It was actually in her best interest to vote one of us out, but she didn't take that chance. And I think he probably actually had a lot of sway.
I mean, of course he had a lot of sway. We saw it in the game. Like, we saw it insert, like, when he was playing and, like, getting all these people, like, all the people on the jury out. Like, he just, like, something about Rizo, like, he just has a way. He really knows how to connect with people and how to talk to people, how they think.
He's also such an intelligent fan of the game, too.
Yes.
So I think if actually Rizo and Savannah had both been on Final Tribal Council together, and neither of them would have been able, if it was like Sophie, if it was the Trace Lay Chase finale, and it was Sophie, Rizo, and Savannah, and none of them were able to get to Ponderosa to say like, oh, this is what we were doing behind the scenes, this is how we were manipulating people. If there was no like kind of inner person put on the jury.
Yeah.
I think they would have actually, maybe it would have been a toss-up, and maybe
Sophie could have won.
Maybe Blue Sophie could have won, because I think Rizo and Savannah could have like kind of shared, absorbed each other's votes.
Yeah.
And I think, it's hard because with juries,
Mm-hmm.
all you see is tribal council. You don't see the scheming on the beach. You don't see so much. And so that's why Rizo always went out of his way to be so over the top at tribal council, because he's like, this is my one chance. This is my one chance. And so, I think Rizo bringing so much inside knowledge of the Tres Leches alliance to Ponderosa is what tipped things so out of Sage's favor and into Savannah's. Yes.
Wow. Gosh. Yeah. It's like a part of the game that, because they don't show it, right? It's like this unseen part of the game where, I don't know, like, I guess, like, as I'm watching the show, as I'm watching that last tribal council, I guess I'm not really thinking, like, that the jury is talking to each other and hanging out, and we're voting for a winner tomorrow. What do people think? Like, what are we doing here? And so so then, right, we get to the show, we see who people vote for, and sometimes I wonder, when it feels like, wow, so much over this or so much over there, it's because we're going right. I think I'm the kind of person where I'm thinking of like, okay, well, the last time they were like castaways and they were doing this, I'm like, okay, well, they thought this.
There's been days.
Well, they thought this, so maybe they're still going here. It's like, no. Exactly. Yeah. It's been
days of drinking cocktails by the pool and shooting the shit.
Yeah.
I've always wanted Ponderosa to be its own other reality TV show.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Get the cameras rolling.
Oh my gosh, especially I don't know if you've seen, but there's this like video that's been going around. I forget who posted it. But it's all like it's so much of the Survivor cast, especially mostly like the jury, but we got Matt in there, and it's the time like out of Ponderosa. Obviously this is like it's them at parties and like being silly with each other and hanging out, and I am picturing that, like, I'm like, oh, I bet this is like what Ponderosa is.
Oh
also.
yeah.
Like and I'm like and one, I love that video. It's so cute. I mean, it's just them being like, they're lip syncing to like a pop song, like they're
fun.
being so just very silly, very cute. They all look like a blast. Kristina dancing her ass off. Like, these are this is also a crew that I'm like, oh my god, Kristina, you're here, okay. Matt, you're here, okay. Like, let's do this. I guess I'm seeing that video. It is just like, all right, like, this is what they're doing in Ponderosa,
and also possibly,
talking
picking out the final S girl.
Yes.
So there was one moment of final tribal council for Savannah that we were a little worried about her.
I mean, lost every breath in my body.
So we get to Kristina's question.
Yes.
And Kristina goes, I just have a question for Savannah. And she goes, oh boy. Okay. And Kristina says that she doesn't feel like Savannah really took the time to get to know other players in the game outside of her alliance, and the social game is so important to Kristina. And she asks Savannah, all I want you to do is name a single family member or partner of each person on this jury that wasn't in your primary alliance. Boom.
Woo!
And I gotta tell y'all, I loved it.
I
loved this question for so many reasons, but I'll start with my personal reason that I love it, because I am a name girl. Names are people's identity. Names are a form of respect. When you meet someone and they tell you your name, that is an honorable moment. People are telling you about themselves. I just like to not put effort into learning people's names, I think is one of the highest forms of disrespect.
Yeah.
And I cannot stand when people, and this is like, it's apparently a hot take, because whenever I bring it up, someone's got to like do a little
my god,
back.
a little devil's advocate. It's like, but sometimes it's hard.
Sometimes it's hard.
It's hard for people to remember
some people
names.
Just aren't like, they're
not built that way. Their brains don't work that way, Allison. It's different. And you're like,
this is my stand, that it's like, I'm not budging.
No,
I'm not budging.
Don't you ever budge.
because
I'm on your side, Allison. As someone who also by the way, I also forget names. I'm not some like, I never mess up. I'm always right, blah, blah, blah. And I still think it is respectful to
hey, we're not.
names.
I agree that we're not all perfect, but it's that intention of like, I'm always gonna try, and if I forget a name, it's like I'm gonna figure out their name, and I'm always gonna try to do better when I meet another new person.
Exactly.
Because I think also when you are talking to someone that you've just met, and then you say their name back to them. It is the best feeling in the world. Yeah. It is just a true sign of like, hey, when you say something, I'm listening. Yeah. And you're like someone to be seen. You're someone to be recognized. You're someone to be respected. And I think if you are claiming that you're not good at names and you're better with faces, I would be like, how much are you really trying?
Yeah.
How much are you really trying?
Exactly.
Because I think you're not trying. And I think
I don't think anyone's ever pushed you. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think anyone's like, Allison has been come up. It's like, actually, I don't really like that you don't. Yes. And it's okay. And I think it also kind of goes into, I think there's been more talk about this actually, I feel like in culture, which is this like, we are never want to feel uncomfortable. We do everything in our power to not feel that feeling, being uncomfortable. And I think this whole name thing is part of it. I think this whole like, it's this like putting away of like, oh, this is just like, just making it as if it's a characteristic of yours or of somebody's, that it's like, oh, I just can't remember someone's name. It's almost like you're trying to make yourself feel better about just like messing up. Do you know what I mean? Like you're trying to make yourself feel better about being like a fallible person.
I'm always late. I'm a procrastinator.
Exactly.
There's a few other of those, but I also feel like being late, being procrastinating, that's like bigger hurdles to like overcome in your life. Yeah. Time management. That's so hard. Just remembering someone's name, such an easy win in your life. And so what I loved about Kristina asking this is because she said, I listened to everyone's exit interviews. She was like, yeah, actually in the challenges, one of the ways that we would cheer people on is we would yell out their family members, their loved ones' names as a way to cheer them on. And it kind of became a thing.
Yes, I definitely felt, again, I haven't seen like a ton of seasons, but I feel like the last couple of seasons that I've seen, this one I've definitely noticed that way more.
Exactly. Yeah. And so Kristina's said that when I asked the question, I was seriously giving her the benefit of the doubt because it was like
we've shouted all these names, so surely she's like heard a name,
and she was like, I totally. It's like, yes, it was like one of those types of questions, but I was like really hoping she'd prove me wrong. Girl, Savannah pauses. She takes a deep breath and says, I don't think I can answer that question. And then Kristina,
just try.
She said, no, I want to see you try. And
which is kind of like what you're saying, Allison. You're kind of like, which is
great.
It's like, hey, just like, exactly, push back and be like, I know just try. Like, I believe you got something in there. Like, just.
So earlier this weekend, I was at this like bridal brunch. And I met a lot of new people. Yes. And then I remember sitting at brunch and I silently was like, wait, this important. Well, it's always important to meet new people, but these are like really important people in my friend's life that I'm just meeting for the first time because we live in separate cities. And I went through each person at the table in my head and I repeated their names 2 or 3 times in my head. Amazing. So I remembered because I was like, and the next time I was like, Martha, oh my God, I'm like, so glad you're here. Da, da, da. It's just, Ruthie did it. You know, I'm like gonna like, and them knowing it's like, I know your names. I know. So anyway, Savannah goes around, doesn't do the Allison special.
It was tough.
It was so tough to hear. And I was like, honestly, if I was on the jury and if she got to me and like couldn't name anybody in my life, I would be like, I don't know if you got my vote, because that's such a personal thing to me. But she was able to name things like, oh, I know work is important to you. I know your family is important to you. I know you've got siblings, but she could have named anybody's. She could name Nate's person, but that was in her original alliance. And then she was able to name Steven's partner, Kelsey. So Kelsey, you're a special girl.
Yeah. And seeing also like Blue Sophie's like reaction also.
Well, like, Blue Sophie was mouthing the names because Sophie, we'll get to Sophie, but she did such an amazing job at Final Tribal Council. Yeah. That's another like spot where she like, you know, it won a little bit too because she was like mouthing Kristina's names. I would be like, do you know my pugs' names? And they're Italian names.
Because I do.
Because of course,
because I do.
But I need to ask the podcast listeners.
That's right.
No, it's all good.
It's right. The true listeners know. The true listeners know.
Yeah, and I think Kristina did not end up giving her final tribal council vote to Savannah. I still felt like Savannah had very much a winning chance at this final tribal council, but I do think I know this question scarred her. And I think it's made her a different person, because in her exit interview, she said, because we did learn this episode, I kind of knew before through leaks, but we learned officially that Rizo and Savannah are going on to season 50.
That's right,
and
people.
And she, in her exit interview, they asked, like, oh, going into season 50, did you have the goal of changing anything about the game that you played in Survivor 49? And she was like, oh, I was learning people's names of all their family members and all their loved ones the moment I hit that beach, because that experience scarred me. And I'm like, sometimes you have extremely uncomfortable situations or experiences, and it changes who you are as a person.
Exactly. And a lot of times, like, for the better. Again, it's that feeling of like, it's our need to like stay away from feeling uncomfortable. Like sometimes it's like we're now losing like the person we can become. If we stay away, and not just being uncomfortable, but maybe like just like these other feelings that we try to like stay, like, I don't know, sadness, I don't know if we really want to get into it. It's just like these kind of like feelings that like are icky and gross, anger, like the fear, jealousy that we really like don't want to feel, or they're seen as like bad emotions, and like trying to stay away from them at all times. Like, exactly, there's stuff to learn. It's kind of like Inside Out. There's stuff to learn about all these different emotions. And
did you know, Nina, that the first season of Survivor, Kelly Wigglesworth is able to like get to the end of the game, and she doesn't get voted out because she's able to name family members.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like that's a throwback to season 1.
And that was something that happened. Was it also like a final tribal council? Like someone asked that?
No, it was.
Or no, it was more of like because she knew
okay. I need
a
true like memory jogger of this one all the way back to season 1, y'all. But
I
remember
I'm like, season 1,
it was like she was able to name certain family members, because I was also I don't know if this was the case at that tribal council. Leave it in the comments. I'm gonna look this up, but please explain in the comments if you are like screaming at your screen right now.
I'm here to learn. I'm also like, I'm a newbie, so I'm also like, tell me, just like I want to know.
But there was sometimes immunity challenges that weren't like game courses. It was Jeff at tribal council quizzing you on your fellow tribe members, and if you could, and whoever like got the most like incorrect answers, or whoever won the most correct answers was the immunity challenge winner of that game. And it was just like, how well do you know the people you were on the beach with? I love that game. And
I was about to say, I'm like, okay, can we bring that back? That is so interesting.
Yeah. So Kristina mentioned that too, that's one of her favorite moments from Survivor. And that's partially why she asked the question. So good.
See, people, you know what? I said a lot about like, oh my God, these people are fans. It's different. Well, all these people watching Survivor for so many years, they're different players. But then stuff like this happens. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good callback.
So now we can get on to Blue Sophie. Sophie.
Sophie.
I know she's really Sophie in my heart at this point, because that's what I called her this whole season.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's like it was like Sophie B, Blue Sophie, blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, Sophie.
It's Sophie now.
It's Sophie now. But anyway, I will call her by her lawful name, Sophie. Mm-hmm. And she got second place with 2 votes from MC Nina's Tall Angel.
Yes.
And Kristina. And overall, I thought she did a really good job at Final Tribal Council.
She was really, really good. She's a storyteller. Sophie.
She's so charming.
She is.
And like when she got like adopted so quickly by Rizo, Savannah, Nate, all of them, because she just has this, she's a very petite girl. She has that like cute like voice. Yes. And I've heard her like in like social media being like, oh my God, everyone's like telling me how unique my voice is, and I should go into voice acting, and I should like be like a like a Disney type of animated like children's character. And I'm like, honestly,
actually, yeah,
go for it, please, because I think final tribal council, it's like who's leaving smiling, who's leaving laughing, who's like having a fun time with somebody at final tribal council, and they were having a fun time with Sophie, and not so much of a fun time with Sage. But we'll get to that. But I think that is, you know, Sophie didn't have some of these like incredible winning moments. Like she didn't like play the knowledge is power in the best way. She didn't ultimately, you know, get out, you know, she talked the whole game about possibly making a big move to take out Savannah and Rizo, maybe being at the end with Kristina and Sage, and she didn't do that, and yada yada. But she had a great episode. She won that final immunity challenge.
Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah, and we'll get into the rest of the episode. But yeah, and I think you know, she was like, "Oh, I've been working my whole life, selling mangoes on the street, working night shifts at McDonald's. I've done everything I can to get $1. So now that I'm playing this game, you know I'm going to do everything I can to get $1 million.
$1 million,
like, oh, that hits.
I know.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, so they have like the full like previous day, or just like earlier that day to, I guess, like really think about like, I guess, like what they're gonna say and like how they're gonna pitch themselves at this like final tribal council. And I mean, I guess I'm like, do you get a journal? Do you get to write stuff down? Because exactly, she was definitely the one that I feel like had the most like almost like zingers.
Yes,
like,
and she was able to tell that amazing story about her grandma.
Yes, which is really sweet. I almost took her for a good Survivor grandma.
And she said
story.
in her exit interview, like they didn't show this, but MC later said that she put the vote on Sophie because of her answer to a question regarding her knowledge is power, that she really influenced Rizo and how he played the idol, in the sense that she kept telling him to not play it because she felt like as long as his idol was in the game, she had an idol in the game. Because if she ever felt like under threat or if things went sideways, she could always just take his idol. So she made sure he didn't play it. And then, you know, at that, at that vote where she tries to take Steven's immunity or Steven's advantage, it didn't work, but she really thought he was the bigger threat, and she just had to MC, at least she had a good answer. And so she did a good job, and it garnered her 2 votes. And I think maybe some other people were on the fence, but I do believe in the end I see why Savannah got a few extra votes from her, just because Savannah really had that tenacity, that drive, that started from the bottom, now I'm at the top. And so
I mean, Savannah truly felt like a leader in the game.
Yes.
She had people following her, she was making moves, like she truly felt like I mean, her and Rizo, like they were really
Sophie described
game.
Savannah as the muscle, Rizo as the strategy, and her as the social, which I thought was also a great way to define her role. Because I think so much of what Final Tribal Council also is like you almost want to just, whatever you say, you want it to match with what the jury thinks. So I think when she said that, the jury was like, yep, I agree. And so it's like Kristina felt like Sophie owned her game, but she felt like Sage didn't own hers on the flip side. But it's all about like perception is reality. It's like you almost have to guess like what all these people's perception of you is. And they don't want people to suddenly be like, oh yeah, you thought I was like out of every vote, but I really knew everything. I was scheming the whole time. I knew everything. When like no one thinks that, because then they just think you're like talking out your ass.
Exactly. Because I feel like if you are gonna pull something like that, you have to have had some sort of like really really pulling some moves like in tribal council, like really seeing like the votes going your way. And I feel like,
because even if you own up to a not perfect game, but if you own up to it in what feels like an honest way to the jury, you could get a few votes in your way. You could swing the jury in your favor. So do you want to get to Sage?
Let's do it.
Possibly? Okay, let's
the tall girl in the
Sage,
crew.
our tallest girl out of the final 3. So of course, maybe Nina's favorite. So she gets 1 vote from Jawan.
Can I say Jawan was so cute.
He was so fun at Final Tribal Council. Especially in the after show.
Oh my God, drinking the champagne and just like making faces. Like he's having a blast. Mr. Congeniality. Yes. That's what he was giving me. Yes. I'm just like, give him an award. Give him like, I feel like there's other shows that win these other kind of like exactly like congeniality, most whatever. I would love if he like won a little thing at the end.
You know who I want to come to your New Year's Eve party now?
Jawan.
Oh
my God, I would die if Jawan, my man. I'm having a New Year's Eve party. Come on over.
Yes, he would be the funnest guest.
Oh my God, I wonder what karaoke song he would do because you know. My man Jawan likes karaoke.
Yes, absolutely.
And he would give it his whole heart.
So
anyway,
he says in the voting booth, and then he also says in the after show, which I felt like was, probably felt like it was a nice thing to say, but I didn't think it was a nice thing to say.
Oh, what was it again?
He was it's my head versus my heart, and I went with my heart, but that means like, I don't think this is actually the best vote. And I remember he said that at the after show, and Sage did not smile.
I mean,
because if someone was saying, do I go with my heart or do I go with my head? I went with my heart with this vote. That would hurt because it's
I see. Yeah,
exactly. So
I mean, it's not the, is it the after show? I guess would it be? It's like the after, after like, you know, they've named the winner and everyone's eating pizza and drinking champagne. I mean, Sage was having a rough time.
Well, I think it's cruel, honestly, to have the after show minutes after the winner is crowned because your adrenaline is so high. Then you have this huge release of this winner, and honestly, that is when, even if things really went my way, and no, I didn't win, but I really like played literally the game, the
best game you're proud of yourself.
Base of game, I think just from like the sheer like rush of like emotion
of everything, feeling everything,
I would need to like just sob and cry my eyes out to my mom or like my best friend and nobody else, and then to be like put on camera being like, how do you feel about how you just lost?
Like, hey, I'm noticing that you're kind of
oh my God.
It's like
no, like I would love for them to take a cue from the Andy Cohen Bravo book, and do a 3-part reunion.
Yes, I would love that as well.
Survivor is such a huge show.
Yes, and I would love
huge fan base.
Yeah,
we are crazy people on these Survivor streets.
Yes, we are.
The Survivor Reddit is nutso, and we like, and there's just so much that happens in a full season. There's everything that happens pre-merge too.
I was about to say, like, I would even love to hear from people exactly pre-merge.
I think we could easily have a 3-part reunion, Bravo style, and it would be so much fun.
Oh my gosh, y'all hear that? Y'all producers, please, like, we want to see it, please.
So in Sage's final tribal council, it's interesting because it's hard to think on, what the best strategy would have been, because she was an emotional player. I felt like people were connecting with her very well on the beach and were connecting to her emotions. Her emotional side was a strength for her through a lot of the game. But I also feel like people discounted her or felt like a lot of her kind of social her social gameplay on the beach was more out of the game. It like had nothing to do with the game, and it was more like her being vulnerable with people one-on-one, but it has nothing to do with strategy. And then at the end, her putting this whole like, it was really all strategy all along. I think it left people confused, and
they even said that, like, I think
MC and Steven were seriously like, we are confused.
Like, okay, we're confused by that.
Because essentially it's like, we were in a 7-person majority, and then like they essentially put the blame on her.
Yeah, they did,
for like these 3, Rizo, Savannah, and Sophie getting to the end. And Kristina felt like she didn't own her game. And I
mean, the way that Sage and Kristina were duking it out at the
final tribal council, because that was something else that it's Kristina was like, hey, like, you are a social threat after that immunity challenge win from Savannah. No one hugged Savannah, they all hugged you. And Sage was like, how dare you bring that up? That was outside the game. And so I think it's stuff like that where it's like Sage was almost
so then I see. Yeah. So then people were like, okay, so that's literally after a challenge, but okay, that's not part of the game. But then us talking on the beach, that is part of the game. Okay. Like,
and then I think I think people also at Final Tribal Council, it's like the jury, you have to think of them all having egos. And I think I wonder how much of a good move is it to reveal your true profession?
I mean, has
at
that
Final Tribal Council?
Okay, I had this question down. So as a huge Survivor fan, because again, you've seen so many of these, you've seen so many like tribal councils and final threes. Has that ever worked? Because I'm also thinking about the previous season when, oh my gosh, the girl that ate every day,
Eva.
I think she like tried to pull the same thing. She's like, oh, like I know I was showing you these weaknesses or whatever, like this other side of me, but I'm actually like,
this scholar pretty much. Yeah.
Which I'm like, go on, girl, that's amazing. But like that also, I feel like she was trying to like use that strategy and that didn't go her way.
There are people who, have hidden that they're lawyers all the time. And then they reveal that they're a lawyer at the end, that kind of thing. And I think her revealing that she has this military background, it almost felt like it's like you hurt the egos of the people on the jury. Like you surprised them and that made them like not feel great about you. Like they didn't like being surprised because they almost want people, they love being shouted out at Final Tribal Council, which I think Savannah did a good job of. She did that thing with Sophie E, Yellow Sophie. She was like, oh, my favorite moment, my most strategic moment is when I sat down and I had that conversation with you. And it's like, let's cut the shit and really talk. And we did. And then we were able to vote to then get Jawan out. And then, hey, next vote, you were throwing my name out. And Sophie had this big smile on her face and she's laughing. And now Sophie's having this like moment in the finale. And she's like being lifted up. And so like people want
especially when they're framed as like a formidable opponent. It's like kind of like I think what Savannah was doing with Sophie, which is like exactly that. It's like exactly like you were a challenge beast. I hear, and like it's like I'm sorry I had to come for you, but like you were so strong, you were so good at this game. I had to go for you. I had to. Like you were gonna kill me. You were gonna get me. And I think like
whereas
what you're
Sage
saying,
is going like, oh, I assess my military threats. Who I'm an operator. Advantages, disadvantages. I had to get you out, and it just made it seem like she almost put this like cloak of like a machine like thinking to what she claimed was a very emotional game. And I think it just didn't come off as very genuine, although I feel like I know Sage and I know she's a genuine person.
Agreed.
And I think
Sage,
and I think she went into this game being like, I'm gonna be my authentic self, and I'm gonna be my like emotional, messy, vulnerable self. I'm gonna make all my poop jokes, I'm gonna make all my pee jokes. And I clocked at the very beginning of the game that I'm like, this is gonna serve her well because people are going to underestimate her. And then I think you get to a point that you lean into your insecurities so much and you lean into your vulnerable side so much that it does serve you well in the game as you get far in the game. But then at Final Tribal Council, are you really going to be able to convince people that you can really own a strategic game because people like you essentially have put yourself in this like corner. So I'm thinking of another podcaster was like that I was like listening to brought up how he almost feels like Sage filled that like mom archetype on Survivor because sometimes when moms play they are when they try to like own a strategic game at the end, they're like, no, they don't let them because they it's almost like their betrayal hurts the worst.
Fascinating. Wow, the psychology in this. I'm like,
whereas
listening to this.
Whereas the betrayal from Savannah,
she was already a cutthroat player beast. That is like, oh yeah, of course. Like, of course,
Steven was so upset
at Sage.
Yeah. Like he ice cold jury, not making eye contact with her. He's usually so smiley, no longer so smiley. Hey, everyone, even Kristina voted for you, Steven. Everyone voted for you, Steven. But it was like Sage got the brunt of that. And Sage said in her exit interview that her and Steven still haven't talked.
Wow.
And she was saying that she felt like by the third question, everybody hated her. She just felt it from the jury. And so they didn't show, she said that they didn't show that as much. But like once she's like crying at the after show and stuff, it was like, oh yeah, I really felt like people really turned on me. And then when everyone was like comforting her, being like, no, that it's a game, but we love you, she's like, I still didn't believe it then. And then she said that before they left Ponderosa, she was trying to like get everybody together to like figure this out, and like it never really happened. And she's kind of, it sounded like she isolated herself maybe a little bit. I also am just pulling a lot from a short exit interview. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, if Sage is somehow listening to this right now, I just want to be like, hey, I don't want to like put the wrong words out there, but that's definitely what I was picking up from.
Oh, sweet Sage.
And then she described it as, I'm the type of person that I call the elephant out in the room, and then I'm labeled as the problem. I think she also does a lot of poor me moments. And I think people, how often are they going to award someone the winner that goes, I've been insecure my whole life, poor me, like,
because it also puts you in a very passive role.
Like I've always been like an expendable person in my life, and this actually triggers that. And
because you're framing yourself as like, oh, things happen to me. Like bad things, good things, but usually, right, if it's a victim role, it is a thing of like bad things are happening to me.
I think Sage is also giving. It's like she talked in an exit interview about how like she kind of lives in her own bubble. She has like this really great group of friends that they are just like so great and open and loving with each other. Love that for you, Sage. I'm so glad you have that community.
Yes.
But it's also like when you're playing a game with like people you've never known that come from all different forms of life, it's almost like some people don't pick up on nuances.
Yeah.
And some people don't pick up on, like the full complex forms of a character. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like if you invite like the conversation of weakness around your character, then they go, oh, okay, you're weak.
So you're weak.
Well, you just told me that. So.
Which if we look.
There you go.
And then it's so interesting. This is why I love this podcast so much, and why I love talking this out, because it's making me think how the other side of that coin, or maybe not even as a foil, is Savannah
truly
in every sense. Like, talk about someone like exactly Sage is out here coming in, being emotional, being her authentic self, and Savannah is coming to this game like what you said, Allison, is like, I don't think we have ever met the real Savannah. Like, she is out here exactly only showing her strengths, like always being strategic, not playing an emotional game. I also kind of like what you're saying, that about essentially like creating your character on this show, and creating maybe I don't know if stereotype is the right word, but I guess like
your archetype,
like creating your archetype in this show. And how you're gonna frame it. I wonder if someone like Savannah, who has worked on TV, I wonder if she like there's a lot that she understands that works really well for this show. And I wonder if another part of it is like understanding the flattening that TV does, and maybe the flattening that happens when you're in these social like games and challenges and situations where people aren't gonna maybe understand like context or nuances of certain things.
It's
so
like I'm gonna offer a simplified version of myself, and it's gonna be me being very confident, very cutthroat, strategic, but also I do think Savannah did a good job of like she formed a really good core alliance,
and that she like
stuck with and stood by. So she called herself loyal to the soil. She had that like frame of reference that she could
and also and that we were strategic enough and powerful enough to keep each other in the game
exactly,
and y'all can see that, the jury can see that,
quality over quantity, baby. Sometimes when it comes to your alliances, maybe it's not the majority alliance, but is it the tightest alliance? But no, I think that's a great point, because it's almost like Sage offered like her whole self, including her messy bits.
Yes.
And that's not always, it's gonna work for the true people that are your people in your life. You're like that chosen family. You show your messy bits, and they're like, I love
the messy bits.
I love every bit of you. But TV, baby. Oof.
But TV in like a game like this called Survivor, where you have to come out almost like victorious, like feeling like you're on the top, and for other people, exactly what you said, like how other people see you, and like people have to see you as a winner. And if you keep framing yourself as not a winner, people are going to believe you. Do you know what I mean? And that's, I think that's, I'm like, as I'm hearing you talk, Allison, I'm literally like, oh my God, I'm thinking all these things. I'm like, and got it. I got there.
So we get the winner crowned. The one who presented themselves as a winner.
Yes.
And then the jury saw them as a winner.
The one who gave the jury no other option. You know what I mean?
She closed the loop. Savannah wins. We immediately get launched into the after show.
Yes, we do.
We already talked about how we would love for that to be changed. Survivor 50, please give us a live reunion.
Yeah.
Please give us
hand
just
to
a
the fans.
multi-parter. Oh my God, hand to the fans. These two fans begging for some time in between. So yes, you get those raw moments, but also there was a moment where so he asked a question to Savannah, and she's like, honestly, in this moment, my brain is empty, and I cannot answer the question because I can't believe this is happening. And I'm like, if she had like 12 hours, 24 hours, she would have been able to answer that question.
Exactly.
But we had some fun moments. Jawan is like, oh, the pizza's better than I thought.
I mean, the pizza looks nasty.
Well, he's like, better than they say it was on the streets. They're like, what are the Survivor streets, y'all? The Survivor streets are Reddit.
It's Reddit.
It's Reddit. You know it is.
You know what?
And people are saying, giving their thoughts on the pizza.
Well, even the friends that we were watching the show with, they were also like, yikes, that pizza looks rough.
Yeah, and so one of the funny parts is when Jeff kind of goes through the list of some of the incorrect gameplay that we saw this season. So MC played the idol when she didn't need to. Alex played the idol when he didn't need to. Kristina played the idol when she didn't need to. Steven played his advantage. It didn't hit. Sophie's knowledge is power didn't work. Savannah's extra vote didn't actually need to end up being used as the extra vote. Oh gosh. And then like Rizo, even when he played the idol, he didn't technically need it once he played it either. So yes, there's so much incorrect gameplay surrounding this season, but I will say, like, sometimes my favorite seasons are when there is incorrect gameplay, because that's like very entertaining to watch. People like really think hard and then make mistakes in the game. So I'm thinking of like some of my favorite like gameplay in Australian Survivor is the people who are not familiar with Survivor the game. They're kind of going in super green, and then they just make these decisions based off of gut feelings, emotions, or even like what they think is like the best strategy, and it just fails. And it's and it's just fun to watch because that's just human. And almost like the criticism of like game bots in the game, and game bots being like people who are like, oh, if I want to win, I need to lower my threat level, play under the radar, and then like at the very end do a move, and then have that last move to say at tribal council. But if I do a move earlier in the game that's big, I will then be seen as a threat and then be taken out. So what that ends up being is a really boring season of people playing under the radar games, but it's like it is technically maybe the best game to play to win. But to watch, not so much. So my opinion was like, there was a lot of incorrect gameplay, but
it was fun.
But I don't care. Honestly, I don't care
either.
No, and maybe things will go differently next time. What I am the most grateful for and excited about is how Rizo has changed the idol in Survivor.
In Survivor from now on.
Yes, because
it's going to mean something totally different.
There's just been crazy ebbs and flows of like what the idol has meant in the game. The idol got introduced, I think, around like season 10 in Survivor in the Guatemala season. And it's been a staple of the season ever since. And in this, current wave of Survivor, it got to a point where people don't want the idol. It puts a target on your back. People are going to try to flush out the idol and blindside you with it. It's not good for your game. It's too risky. I don't want anything to do with it. And, in Survivor 46, so many people were voted out back to back with idols in their pockets because people are also holding onto the idol for so long.
Not using it.
And not using it. So then you get these like risk-averse players like our MC who was like, you know what? I have this idol. Everyone knows about it. So Savannah's freaking me out. it's the merge vote. I don't, I just want to completely secure that I have a spot. Like, I get on to the next day, plays the idol. And so it's either people not looking for idols, because also if you look for the idol, then there's a target on your back. So people are not looking for it, and if they get it, then they play it immediately. And Rizo was like, no.
Nah, this is going to be different.
This is going to be different. He went into the game knowing he was going to do this if he had the chance to get an idol.
Wow, that is so interesting.
Because he's like, I am a complete lover of the show, and I am not going to let the idol magic die.
That's right.
When I play.
That's right, Rizo.
And he's like, I am going to flip the script. So he was inspired by Ferris of Australian Survivor, who he did very. Ferris, went through several tribal councils with a very public idol, but like somehow it like, put a spell on his fellow castaways that like, you can't vote him out because he has the idol, and it worked for so long.
Was this the guy that, because you showed me like one episode of Australian Survivor. Was that the guy who like, as soon as he won the immunity idol, he like immediately put it on? It was like very showy. That you had it. Okay, this was somebody else. Okay,
I bet that was King. That was probably like King George or something.
Sorry, so never mind. But yeah. Because I remember that happening, and that to me, I think was my first time seeing someone with an idol and being so like upfront about it, being like, oh yeah,
George.
I've got an idol.
He ended up getting an idol tattooed on his chest after that.
Okay,
because he,
Okay, yeah, you can do that. That's a thing.
It's quite a tattoo. It is quite something.
I mean, it was quite an idol. It was quite a medallion.
So Ferris didn't really do that, but he definitely did. Like he didn't play it for so long. It got him through so many tribal councils. He also was inspired of Tony from season 28 of Cagayan, who also like was just so ballsy with how he played idols, and then like if he played one, he immediately found another, and that led to a lot of success in the game as well. And so Rizo was like, you know what? If it's been done before, that doesn't mean it can happen again. It can't happen again. And I feel like almost this myth, this ethos around the idol. He was like, no. I'm going to change it up. And so his strategy was that he had this public idol, and if people were like, he would say to people, oh, if you were trying to go for Savannah and I'm going to play the idol on either one of us, and then we'll vote you out.
Wow.
So what about that? And
Diabolical.
And then all these risk-averse people will be like,
okay,
we'll just change the vote. And so we'll, go for Yellow Sophie, or we'll go for Alex, because also Rizo was always trying to find those easy to target soft middle players, because he wanted to find a common enemy. And so what he would do is he would be like, hey, I'm gonna play my idol tonight. And so you're not going to be able to get me out, and then we could just honestly vote one of y'all out. But what about the common enemy of Alex, who is playing the middle and telling all this information? What if we do that for Joanne? Right. What if we do that for Yellow Sophie? I mean,
wow,
did it over and over and over again. Wow. So I am so excited for this next wave of Survivor of people this next people wave feeling also a little bit more confident. Yes. I think it's all about the mindset of like, I'm going to go into this game and I am not going to be risk averse, even if it's like it is literally taking the risk of like, I might be out pre-merge. I might not have that Survivor journey I dreamed of. I might not be on the jury. I might be, my torch may be snuffed so early, but like, I love this game so much that I am not going to play scared, and I'm going to go into that game and I'm going to just do it.
Gosh, I feel like more people should even like live their lives that way. I feel like I've been listening to like maybe I'm showing my cards here, but even I've been listening to like financial podcasts just to freaking learn something, y'all. And they they talk about that. No, but they talk about exactly like sometimes people being so risk adverse with
my
their
husband
finances.
has so many financial podcasts.
I know.
Need a list.
Yeah.
I live in a finance.
If
there's a podcast playing in my household, it's got to do with podcast. So,
but it was so just hearing you talk about it. I'm literally like, oh my god, that's literally what they talk about in those podcasts. Where exactly, and just like other aspects in our lives that were exactly we're so risk adverse about certain things, or I've just so often it's like, well, you can't do this because like this is like or it was the safe option, right? Like you gotta put your money here. Like, no, you should take this job because in the past this, and then exactly just having people actually like either hurt themselves financially or do you want me to pause? Sorry.
Oh no. I can't wait to tell you the next thing I'm going to tell you, but I don't want to interrupt you.
Well, just like actually like hurting themselves at least like financially or maybe with their career because they had like this thing in their head or maybe people telling them it's like, well, really the safe thing is this, whatever, like, by the way, also whatever safe means, right? Because maybe something safe for one person is not the same for someone else. So I'm as you were talking there, I'm just like, oh my god, that's what I've heard about like other things. And so that's why, again, another reason I love Survivor. We can learn so much.
Well,
from
what
this
I was
game.
gunning to tell you is just me being cheesy and mean like I have a mantra for you. It's a mantra I have myself.
Oh my gosh, is this like maybe a 2026 vision board mantra?
Oh,
as y'all know,
I would love that for you based on what you're saying. But like I heard this and then I was like, I literally like manifest. Like I just try to always think about it whenever I'm possibly being a weak ass bitch. I think about this.
Okay, I'm
just ready. Take it. Just take it. Don't just do it. Take it. And it's that feeling of like, if you're like standing on the edge of a cliff, you have this big decision ahead of you and you're like standing on the edge going, should I, could I, will I, you're like waffling in between this decision. There's other bitches behind you that are going to say, move aside. And then they jump. And then they do it. And they will take it from you if you don't take it for yourself. It was from a Subway Takes on Instagram.
Really? I was just about to ask you like where you got it. Okay.
And it was this like comedian or something, Ivy Wolf. She said that, so shout out, thank you. Okay. It is a very inspirational moment, and it's just take it. Because
I'm going to look for this video so fast when we're done and save it.
I'll show it to you after the podcast.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome for the birds.
For the birds.
For the birds is what she said, and I just like
wow,
love it.
That.
I like literally visualize myself on the edge.
Yes.
And it's like, do I take it or do I let? And this is the thing I cannot stand in my head. I'm like, someone else says no, step aside. I'm gonna take it. While you're waiting. I'm going to just go ahead and do it.
Wow.
While you stand on the sidelines doubting yourself, staying up all night, can I do it? You know,
actually experiencing this. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to just take the shortcut and just go for it directly.
Wow. Amazing.
So, boom. That's how Rizo be living with that idol. Yes. So thank you. Thank you, Rizo. And so yeah, we have kind of a short but sweet, silly but sad after show because Sage has like an emotional moment, and Jeff points it out. She's able to kind of get some comfort from Jeff, not so much comfort from her fellow castaways. But we do end the after show with a fun bit, the Survivor 50 first look.
Yes, so exciting. First look at season 50. And so at this point, we knew that there were going to be 2 people from season 49 that were going to be in season 50. And Allison knew.
I knew before the first episode.
Yeah. And she said that she knew. And I was just, this whole season was like, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to find out at the very end. I can't. Please don't. And even in the final episode before they had shown the preview, we kind of knew, of course, right, that a preview was coming. And even still, like maybe during commercial breaks.
I asked Nina, like, can you do you want to guess who you think? And she guessed correctly. She guessed Savannah and Rizo. Yes. And then I was like, do you now want me to tell you if your guess was correct? And you're like, no.
Because I think I wanted to at least watch I was like, I kind of want to see the preview and see if I can like spot them.
Well, you spotted Savannah's sweater so fast.
Immediately. Well, she's got like the coolest, craziest sweater. Like, of course.
No, it opens with like all of the players are like boarding a flight, and you see like people's like flight tags, and we see Savannah's sweater in the background. But yeah, they're all boarding the plane, all the Survivor 50 players, so all returning season. Survivor 50, baby. Ooh. People are so excited for it. And I don't know exactly who says this quote, but it says, "Life is for the bold. Seize," and it's from Magellan. It's from Magellan.
Oh, here we go.
Quote. Okay. "Life is for the bold. Seize life while it's young, not for those poor, intrepid souls close to the shore. The person that goes out into the storm reaps the highest rewards."
What did we just talk about, Allison? What were we just saying?
You know who just took it? Magellan. All these scared ass bitches by the shore being like, no, that ocean is big and scary. I bet there's things to discover, but I would like to go out, but like maybe when the time is better timing or Magellan's like, I'm doing it
right now. Let's go.
And so that is what we open with. Then we get all these shots of all of these iconic players. Yes. We've got Jenna, we got Sari, we got Colby, we got Coach, we got Aubrey. We have Q saying he's gonna cancel Christmas, cancel vacation,
that's right.
Cancel doctor's appointments, and the theme of "In the Hands of the Fans" is said out loud. So during like some of the earlier episodes of Survivor 49, there was these questions of things you can determine. You can vote for the game. I wonder how all of that is going to play out. But in the Hands of the Fans also introduced, it seemed, lots of celebrity inclusions on this first look. So we have Zach Brown.
Oh yeah,
arrive on the beach, and he's this like country music star.
That's right. Oh my god, I forgot about.
I'm not a big country music person. So it's like, what is he doing on the beach? He's got like a fish on his back. We have Mr. Beast.
That's
showing
right.
up
that
on
was
the
also
island,
another one,
and he has a briefcase.
Yeah.
What is going to happen there? We have a Billie Eilish advantage. And at one point, Christian Becky says Jimmy Fallon may have my place in the game in his hands. So we've got Jimmy Fallon, Billie Eilish, Mr. Beast, Zach Brown. It's like, what is going on in this season?
Okay.
So of course, like people, I feel like a lot of people's sentiments here are like not happy. Like they don't like all this celebrity. They don't like all this outsider.
Outside coming in. It was kind of like when Ed Sheeran was in Game of Thrones. Do you remember that?
Oh yes.
Did you hear of it? I don't know if you.
No. I
watched
Game of Thrones. I remember him being there, but
I mean, it was like for a second, but I remember there was such an uproar because Game of Thrones felt like such a bubble, right? They used like so many, amazing, but like for the most part unknown actors. That then when you get someone like Ed Sheeran in there, I mean, it was a little strange. So well, I understand the sentiment.
My take is that.
What's your take?
We'll see how it goes in the season, of course, but I am totally open-minded to absolutely loving it.
I'm open-minded too.
Because I love crossovers. I love I'm not a big like Avengers Marvel person, but like my Avengers of reality TV is Traitors.
Yes.
That is
and
where
it is
like
so good.
From all networks, all shows, all the best reality TV talent go to duke it out in a fun game in a Scottish castle. I love it so much. Traitors is premiering January 8th, so just in a couple weeks, and we will absolutely be recapping it.
Yes,
so stay tuned for that. And I'm just like, it's so fun. Also, like the Below Deck Real Housewives of Salt Lake City crossover. Yes. I love crossovers. I love combining worlds. It's so fun. Yeah. So if they do this well,
it could be really
it could be
fun.
good. And I feel like probably like Traitors is winning so many Emmys over Survivor. I wonder if like producers and Jeff Probst and stuff are like, Survivor's always been like, we cast real people, normal people. This is all about like who you are, like base survival, like survival of the fittest, like who's gonna outwit, outplay, outlast. Who cares if you're a celebrity? Who cares if you're rich? Who cares all these facets of your life? Like you come like raw and kind of naked, not naked and afraid, not to that degree, but yeah, you just like, who cares about all these like pomp and circumstance of if you're a celebrity or not. But I wonder if they're looking at like how much fun people are having with traders and crossovers and stuff, and they're like, oh, we can do a little bit.
We do a little bit of that. Well, and especially with traders, when they turned it to all reality TV stars, because these are people that just like are so good at hamming it up for TV. Like, these people are just so fun to watch. That, hey, Survivor, sprinkling a little bit of that couldn't hurt nobody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
I just think there are so many celebrities that are huge super fans of Survivor. And so, like, have them on. Honestly, if there was an all celebrity season of Survivor, I would not hate it.
I would love. I was thinking, like, what would it be like? Yeah, to
essentially
have like
Mike
a Bravo.
White. Mike White is like that, like representation of someone. Super talented writer.
Yes.
You know, creator of White Lotus, everybody.
Yeah.
Played on Survivor, is going to be on Survivor 50. Incredible in confessionals. When he ended the Survivor 50 preview with a great quote. It's like a high school reunion meets a massacre. This is why you have these people on.
Exactly. Like, these are these reality like these TV movie like people, like, they know what we want to see, what we want to hear. They know like the zingers. They know how to frame themselves, right?
Yeah.
So that would be really fun. I would like to see that.
So I'm looking forward to any more previews, sneak peeks, anything that we can get. We will have some pre-season content for Survivor 50. We'll absolutely be covering Survivor 50. So if you're enjoying our recaps, don't forget about us.
Don't forget about us. Come on over.
February 25th. Come on over. We will be recapping a wild season.
Oh my gosh, yes, we
and
will.
It's like I can't hate on it because I'm just so excited.
Exactly.
And
same.
we shall see how all these possibly wacky ass advantages go. But it could be very fun, or it could be awful. I don't know.
Only one way to find out. Is there, just from the preview, is there any player that you're like super excited about? I don't know if they're like, did you see one that you're like, oh heck yeah, like, or haven't seen him in a minute, or like, I'm intrigued.
Oh gosh, let me see. Let me pull up the. I have a note on my on like my computer that lists every single person, and I have it put into hell yes, okay, no thanks, and no opinion.
Oh my gosh!
So I'll just list out my hell yeses.
Yeah. We can get, obviously, when we get closer, we do like a little preview episode. Oh, we can dive deep. We can dive deep. But I was just like, okay, you see the preview, like, what are you thinking?
Okay, hell yes, Jonathan. Huge guy, huge challenge beast, like surfer guy. He's literally like Zeus and Midas and everything put together. He's like, he can literally like lift a boat over his head. So like just seeing him like do anything on the island, I'm so excited about. Charlie, who got who was like kind of the strategic player of his season, of season 46, got his game tanked by his alliance member, and so it's like I would love to see a second chance for him.
Yes.
Camilla, who was in season 48.
Yes.
I feel like she spent so much of season 48 like doubting herself, not anyway, I just would love to see her do a second chance with some of that confidence that she gained by the end of the season.
Yes, girl.
Angelina. So she is from one of my favorite seasons. Actually, the next three hell yeses are all from season 37, David versus Goliath.
Okay.
So Angelina, Christian, and Mike White. So Angelina is this very type A, outspoken, older sister, energy type person that I feel like in the first watch, everyone was a lot of people just were like rubbed the wrong way from her, but she's one of those people that like on second watch after a few years, they're like, actually, like, Angelina is like really smart, really interesting, totally her own person. And so I would love to see her, like, now that I feel like in the culture she's had like a comeback almost, for her to like play this next season in that light. Christian Hubecki, he played in Survivor 37, so he came in as like super nerd, robotic professor, would just go on these like long rants about like mathematics and everything, but then he ended up being like this incredible social player.
Okay.
That like he was this like nerd with a heart of gold and literally became like a beloved person to everyone watching, everyone on the season. They're like, we have to vote you out because you're like literally like the sweetest, most amazing person ever.
Should that be like should that be the season I watch over the holidays?
Oh my God, yes.
37?
Yes.
Okay.
I've watched that season several times. I love it so much.
And
then Mike White.
And then Mike White, of course.
I know. The thing I love about Mike White, it's always like if someone was like, oh, if you could like, you know, have dinner with anybody living or dead, Mike White. 100%. I'm ready to be BFF with you. if you have the time. Because what I love about him is that he is, you know, so creative, talented, hardworking. I love all, like, if you're like creative and hardworking, like, damn, I love that in somebody. But also, if he's like working too much, getting burnt out, how does he spend his time to relax? He goes on a reality TV show.
I love that.
So he did Amazing Race with his dad.
Yes.
They killed it. And that was like him like wanting to like take a break from work, gets on Amazing Race. And then he also was like, oh, I want to go on Survivor, and then was able to get on Survivor too, and also did so well on Survivor. Good in it. So and then also he in all of his White Lotus seasons, there's been past Survivor players featured. So I'm like, oh my God, who's gonna be the new crop of maybe Survivor players featured in future seasons of TV shows that he writes. So of course I love him, and he is an incredible social player because he has this very what is it called? It's like self-effacing.
Yes.
Is that how you phrase it? Yeah. He has that like very like lo-fi like kind of, he doesn't, it's almost like he doesn't come off as a very confident person. He's like, he just is so witty and charming, but not overpowering to people. So I feel like he just has a way of like slithering through the game in a very interesting way. So those are my whole guesses, everybody, and then I've got thoughts on everybody else, but we'll get through. We'll get to those another day.
Yes.
But the other thing, that preview that we saw.
Oh my yes. Another thing that came up was a trailer for a new movie that's coming out like pretty soon.
January 30th.
Yeah, January 30th. It's called Send Help
by Sam Raimi.
And starring Rachel McAdams and I don't know, this like young cute guy that he's been on other stuff, but I don't remember his name. I feel like he's been in a lot of like teen stuff. I think that's why I'm like, oh right, that guy over there. I think he was in a Taylor Swift music video.
I really only clocked Rachel McAdams. I didn't like clock anybody else. People. Yeah. So whatever you say. Yes.
And yes, it's called Send Help. And I mean, if we wanted to like describe it a little bit, like it's very connected to Survivor because we see Rachel McAdams' character. The trailer starts with her essentially like audition tape for Survivor, so it is showing her like, oh, like I can make fire, I can do like,
she's got a buff on, all of it.
Yes. And like I'm strong, like people underestimate me all the time, but I want to be on Survivor. And then it pans to like she's like watching her video, probably editing it like at her desk. And it just seems, we see her life, which seems to be like, I mean, a complete like corporate hellhole. She seems like.
I have a twist for you. That whole Survivor part of it was just a meta twist for the finale. And I don't think it's actually part of the movie. The Survivor specific part of it. Like the Survivor, the TV show. Yeah, I'm upset. Because.
Are you serious? Because I showed my, I was talking to my coworkers. I mean, talk to my coworkers every day when I'm at work. But when we are getting together for like meetings after we like go over like whatever our tasks, get this done. At the end, we show trailers to each other. We're like, fun. We love being like, oh hey, I saw the trailer for this upcoming movie or like this new show. Have y'all seen it? I don't know. It's just like a fun way to show just like what everybody's interested or wants to see. And I said, y'all, I saw the craziest trailer. I need to show, so I showed it to them. And it does say like Survivor. Like she is in the video saying like I can't wait to, like, right, like I want to be on Survivor. But no, you're saying that
supposedly
like,
that version of the trailer was just for the Survivor finale.
My.
And then I saw like the official trailer, and the official trailer is like, oh, she is working in a corporate hellhole. They
with like the worst like white male
like
guy,
bad,
like bosses.
bad boss.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, you know, you're on the chopping block, prove it to me.
And
then they're, you know, in this private kind of plane ride with her and her like awful coworkers. Plane crash. They end up being castaways on an island, and then who's the top dog on the island now?
That's right.
So there are so many themes of Survivor, but I really wanted it. I still want it to be somehow, please, for it to actually be
because
like
also
real Survivor,
and also
in
that trailer that we saw, also like what the impetus that like takes this woman like over the edge, right? We see like her bosses just being so horrible to her, and then the impetus is like right there on this like private jet, and the men, her like bosses are like watching her audition video and like laughing and making fun of her, which I mean we just felt in our bones.
Felt in the bones.
Yeah,
because when people audition, they really just put themselves out there.
Yeah.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
and it's very vulnerable.
And sometimes you don't want your male coworkers to see it. But no, I still really want to see the movie. It looks great.
Yes. No, I want to see the movie so badly. Actually, I mean, as soon as the preview ended, I mean, Allison and I were looking at each other like, oh my God, we have to see that. I am a huge scaredy cat, but for this movie, like I will watch it. Got to watch this. I am a huge scaredy cat. I don't let's see, my first instinct, I'm intrigued by scary movies, but it's not my first instinct to just like, oh, that looks terrifying, I'll go watch it in a movie theater, which is why Allison, the opposite, which is why you're so good to watch scary movies with, because she's just like, I'm down. Oh, you want to watch that? I'm down. Let's do it. Let's sit in the front row. We went to see Long Legs and the only row available was the front row. I would have tapped out. I wouldn't have taken it, and you're like, oh, we gotta take those seats. That's it. And I mean, and it was a blast. I'm glad we did it. But I am such a scaredy cat, but still intrigued by scary movies, which is why one of my favorite podcasts of all time is called Too Scary Didn't Watch. If y'all haven't heard of it, it's three good friends, Sammy, Henley, and Emily, and two of them are too afraid to watch scary movies, and Sammy usually loves scary movies, and so she recaps them like for her friends, and I love it so much. I love their friendship. I just them talking to each other, I mean, I have listened to it for hours, and I also love it. Almost gives that feeling of like hanging out with your friends in the school bus and being like, oh my God, you watched that rated R movie? Like, okay, what happened? Like, what happens in it? Like, it very much gives you, like that feeling of like sharing something almost like, I mean, explicit. Sometimes it's very explicit what happens in these movies. And I'm not going to lie, we saw the preview for this movie, Send Help, and I looked at Allison and I'm like, we need to pitch ourselves as guests to Too Scary Didn't Watch to recap this movie with them. This is so in our wheelhouse. We love Survivor. We love scary movies. These girls recap scary movies. I'm just like, this would just talk about collabs. Talk about a dream collab. Emily, Henley, Sammy, love y'all so much. Let's do this. I would love to recap this movie with y'all. I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think y'all might enjoy it. It would be like my biggest dream come true.
So, should we get to the rest of the episode?
Oh yeah, I guess we should.
I don't know at this point how long we've been going, but I know it's been for a minute.
It's been for a minute on our end over here.
But we
can't help ourselves.
But yes, there was a full like rest of the episode beyond just Final Tribal Council.
If y'all can believe it.
We started out with 5 players. We had Rizo, Savannah, Sophie, Sage, and Kristina. Our final 5. They had just voted out Steven, blindsided Steven. And so the next morning, there is a possibility to get an advantage for the immunity. It's a game. They're running around on the beach. Rizo copies a puzzle.
Classic.
Savannah
Classic
has
Rizo.
the lead and then is just beside herself when she cannot find the advantage, and she just doesn't understand why. Sage correctly clocks that the advantage is up in the tree.
Yes.
That's where
So
the
she's
X
looking up.
was marked. And so we really thought there was a good possibility Sage was going to get the advantage.
Yeah.
But then Sophie
little
spots
tiny
it. Sophie
yes.
spots it, finds this huge bamboo stick,
Yeah.
and is able to knock it off and get the advantage.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And we don't know exactly what the advantage is going to be in the immunity challenge, but she gets it. So go Sophie. Like I said, she had a great final episode.
She really had a good
'Cause in the
episode. She should be very proud of herself.
In the previous episode, it was tough to watch because her knowledge is power.
Yes.
Did not hit. She so clearly could have taken Rizzo's idol and very likely would have had a blazing glory end as the winner, I think. I think we all think. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we get to the final 5 immunity challenge. Kristina's fallen all over the place.
Yeah.
That damn barrel.
Oh my gosh, the barrel, y'all. Some of these challenges, I really do think, hey, I know it's Survivor. I know it's tough. I know like they're gonna get down and dirty in these challenges, but I'm like, can we not give them pads and helmets? Like, is that like such a crazy ask?
So grateful that Kristina didn't break every bone in her body
when she fell off that barrel and hit her head. No, I mean we all.
She's
felt
a mother.
It. She is a mother.
So young kids.
Yes.
She be protected, please? And then Sophie's advantage ends up being like she gets like
oh my god,
halfway
y'all.
up a ladder,
dude. That was horrible.
I was like, that's it.
Horrible.
That's it.
Like, could she? Oh my gosh, you know what would have actually honestly been like a huge advantage was if she could have skipped the mud. Because that mud was on a different level on this last challenge. Like, obviously they have you like crawl under a net and you're like in a mud pit.
Yeah.
And it looked really long. Like Sophie was actually, if you can believe it, Sophie was
Sophie was really struggling.
Sophie was
in the
really
mud.
struggling at the end there. Even though she also did great in this challenge, but it seemed really long and just like it
completely
seemed way
coats
more
you
caked.
in mud.
It
and
seemed
then,
way more
yeah,
caked
by
on
the
than
time they're
usual.
like figuring out the puzzle, everyone's covered in mud. They look
I mean,
like
it's horrible. You can't, it's like
I will say so Savannah ends up winning the immunity challenge.
Yes,
and
obviously.
she does look like a final
Spooky.
girl doused in in mud, but in a horror movie it would be like she's like covered in blood.
Yes, easily.
And is the reigning champ.
I mean it's like on her teeth. Sage, like some of them I'm like, how can you even see? Can you see? Like Sage, it looked like it was so heavy on her eyelids. It looked like she couldn't even fully open her eye.
Yeah. So no, they love their mud.
Yes,
they love
they
their
do.
mud. And it's crazy. They specially make that mud and everything to make sure it's like safe and doesn't have rocks in and stuff. But there's like a lot of work that goes into the mud. There's a mud maker on set. So yeah, they get like caked in mud. Savannah wins, and I think if Savannah hadn't have won immunity,
she was out.
Very, very high likelihood that she would have been the target just because she was a threat on so many levels.
Oh yeah.
I sometimes wonder if Rizo would have turned on Savannah. Although I really wonder because they were such a tight 3. I don't know. But I definitely think it would have been considered.
I don't know. Would have been
and
more
then Sophie also had impetus to take out Savannah as well. But that doesn't go to plan.
Nope.
Savannah wins immunity. Our final girl, our winner, knows when she needs to win it. And so Savannah chooses to take Sage on the reward. And the thinking behind that is like, is there strategy behind it?
Yeah.
In Savannah's exit interview, she was asked if, what was the reasoning behind it? Because people thought that, maybe it's jury management. Like she's going to give Sage this really nice final reward and then like be part of like voting her out. But then maybe Sage has these warm and fuzzy feelings about Savannah.
Exactly.
But no, she takes Sage because it's actually for sincere reasons. Sage hadn't eaten in a while, and they did really have this like special friendship. And she's like, Rizo and Sophie had just eaten, so they didn't need to get another meal.
Yeah, and I know I'm tight with them. Like,
yeah, and I think this is an example of like Savannah is a fierce player, and that's what we keep talking about is her tenacity and her drive. But I do think she does do some things from the heart. You know, I think.
Oh yeah,
this was like just.
I don't think she's a psycho.
No. So it is like a sweet reward.
It is cute.
And
they're covered in mud eating their steak. It's adorable.
Savannah is saying, I want you in the Final Four. I don't want you to go anywhere. I want to end the game with people I like and people who I think are the strongest players in the game, and we duke it out at the end. And so Savannah returns to the beach, and she's like, yeah, so Kristina's going.
And that's that.
Puts her foot down. But
while they were gone, Kristina's talking to Sophie and Rizo and making her case.
Making a good case.
Making a really good case, yeah.
I think Sage is a threat. And also Rizo and Sophie are like, yeah, we want to keep Kristina in the game because we all think we can, beat her at the final 3. Yeah. And so why not take this non-threatening person? Also, she's not a threat to win another immunity challenge either. Exactly. So Rizo and Sophie are very much in the mindset of, okay, we'll vote out Sage, keep Kristina. That's that. Savannah comes, she's like, nope. And the whole conversation becomes around the Final 4 fire.
Yes.
And how good Kristina is at fire.
Yes.
And it's funny. It's like, I bet Kristina practiced a lot before she went on the game.
Yes,
really
as
made
you
sure
should.
Was good at fire. But then it almost became like a liability for her.
Yes.
Because
the montage, Allison, the montage that they did of like, I don't know, Kristina's really good at fire. And then the producers edit all these times that Kristina has made fire. And it seems almost out of like, it looks like she just like hits the flint and there's like, poof, and that was a full bonfire. The way they made it look, that I was like, ooh, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I don't know, do we want it?
So Savannah's like, I do not want to go against her in fire, so please don't make me do that. No, and I think they're being maybe a little petty too about like if Savannah and Rizo got so far into the game and then they lost in fire to Kristina. Oh. Because in Sophie's exit interview, she was like, oh, yeah, Savannah was just going up and down the beach saying, I will not lose against Kristina in fire. And then Sophie was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. And I'm like, well, now we know.
Oh, my gosh. Fascinating.
So,
I did not think of that as an option, but it makes a lot of sense. Let's just, with these players.
I think there was an angle to it of like, oh, Kristina is not going to be what gets me out of this game. And so, Savannah is able to, I guess, convince me. We're kind of going into final trial. We're going in that tribal council, not really knowing where they swayed, but it ended up being Kristina got the votes, and Kristina left the game at final 5.
Yeah. It was wild.
And then we get to the Final 4. And we have the Final 4. So really it just comes down to that Final 4 immunity.
Yes.
Sophie ends up being the winner.
Which was exciting. I don't know. Personally, it was just nice to see. And again, not that I really had anything against Savannah. It was more of just like, I just want to see some. I'm like, what would it be like? What would it be like if someone else won? Like, how would that change the game? I guess. Like, would that change the game? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it did change the game because I mean, if Savannah had won, she would have been like the only female in a single season to have won 5 individual immunities. Yeah. So Sophie winning was a great moment, and so then Sophie has the decision of who she wants to take to the end and the 2 people she wants to put into fire, and she does something interesting.
Yes, she does.
by she gets to the beach and she's like, I don't want anybody to talk to me about game strategy, fire, nothing. I'm gonna make the decision myself and just assume all 3 of you guys are gonna make fire. And she walks off.
You can start practicing now. I recommend you all start practicing. I believe it's like she said something like that. I was just like, okay.
And that she held to it. There was no additional conversation to be had.
I mean, I think Rizo tried to say like a little something, at the end there.
Yeah, and I know Savannah was really gunning to hoping to have a conversation.
Oh, Savannah felt a way about it for sure. She was like, wow, you just like, wow, you work with someone all through this and they won't even let you talk to them? Wow, okay.
Hey,
okay.
Sometimes people throw up a boundary.
Yes, and we love boundaries here.
And you gotta just roll with it.
But yeah, what was your take on that? Her being like I'm making my decision, and y'all talking to me is probably not going to sway that. So I don't think we should.
Oh no, I totally respect it. I like, because I do think Sophie was obviously like definitely influenced by Rizo and Savannah so much of this game. I think she was also like, she was definitely a big driver in that alliance as well. But it's like she had to be like, okay, I'm actually at the end. I'm going to be at final 3. It's time to only think about me and not really think about how I'm going to get this alliance farther in the game, because it's all about me winning in the end. I do wonder though that if it's interesting if the Trace Slay Chase was at the end, and if there was no Rizo on the jury or Savannah on the jury, then maybe it could have been possibly better for Sophie. Wow. When I was talking about earlier about like Rizo, because she ends up putting Rizo and Savannah into fire, because she's like, I need to have some move that like distinguishes myself like from this alliance. But then I feel like what happened is Rizo got on the jury and then was able to hype up Savannah.
Yeah, spread the word of Savannah. Be a disciple, if you will.
A disciple, exactly. And I think that led to more votes going towards Savannah, when maybe the jury would have been a little bit confused of like who was really the driver of this Trace Slay Chase alliance. Maybe Sophie would have gotten a few more votes if there wasn't the Rizo campaign going on.
Wow. Fascinating.
But yeah, Savannah was not very confident about her fire skills the first time we saw any glimmer of insecurity on her part. Yeah. But then at that tribal council, she whipped it out. Yeah. And
again, there was no other choice. Yeah. She didn't allow there to be any other choice but her.
Yeah, and it was sad to see Rizo go, because he is such like a heart forward young man, and just his story around his family, about the country he's from, Albania, and this guy has a bright future ahead of him.
He does,
and he really did play an incredible game, and I do think if he had gone on to final tribal council, he would have had an amazing case.
I have a question about you. I was just thinking about this, about the fire challenge. Has that always been a Survivor thing at the very end?
No.
I was just curious about because it's now, again, I've only seen like a lot of recent
before
ones.
There used to be a vote, and I do wish we would go back to this, is there was a vote at Final 4. So and at Final 4, if it was a tie, then to break the tie they would do fire. But sometimes there wouldn't be a tie. You know, sometimes it would be like 3-on-1 or something like that. Or that's the only other way, because then it's 2-on-2. Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes there would be a real vote at Final 4.
Wow, interesting.
That would actually like end up with a vote out, and then sometimes it would be a Final 4 or a tie breaking fire, which I would prefer that. Sometimes it will end up in fire, but sometimes it won't, and it makes it so that you still have to do strategy at Final 4 and like plead your case and try to like survive one more vote. And it also makes it so that like people at the very beginning of the game, it's like there is no like Final 3. It's really just getting to Final 4, because at Final 4 you can't be voted out, so you don't have to like turn on an alliance member really. You just like put someone into fire. But some people are like, put me into fire, I'm volunteering, because it's like another opportunity to like do a move. So I would like to see the Final 4 just regular vote come back, and maybe like every other season, 30% of the time, 50% of the time, it does end up in a tie-breaking fire. But I feel like that tie-breaking fire is going to have even more drama behind it, because there was this whole vote that tried to happen. 2 sides are against each other, 2 versus 2, and then you know that ends up in a tie, and then to break the tie, you know, it just adds more drama to it.
Yes.
I feel like they've just like shortcutted that drama by just having like a default fire.
Yeah, it just almost feels like a crutch.
Yeah, because when they like really started it, is that there was like essentially like an epic fire, to highbreaker fire at Final 4, and then this person who like wasn't probably gonna win their season, had this great like blazing fire moment, and he goes on to win. And I think like I think Jeff and the producers just were like, oh, we love it when there's fire at Final Four. It's this like great like kind of like magic show essentially at during the finale, and they just like kind of like love the spectacle, so now they like force it. And I would just like the game to continue on a bit more, and maybe we get the fire spectacle, or maybe we just get a straight up vote.
Yeah, because I feel like maybe some of the things that you like about Survivor, like the spectacle is the strategy and people working with each other or against each other. Like it is like the vote.
The spectacle is a tie vote,
Yes.
That's
and
fun
that's
to watch
the drama.
too.
It's like, oh my God, it's a tie. Like what's gonna happen now? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that ended up with Rizo did not quite make the best fire. Savannah made the better fire, and she went on to win. Yeah. And that was the rest of our episode. We kind of blazed through that in, but that's because what we really wanted to talk about and really sink our teeth into was the final tribal council. So for closing thoughts, what did you think about this season, Nina?
I thought it was really fun. I think it was a season that we or at least I'll speak about me. I was maybe like a little worried. I didn't love the previous season. Just the whole I felt like there was this blanket of like like almost like fake authenticity around the whole thing.
Faux honor, integrity.
Thank you. Faux honor, like not real honor, not integrity. I'm just like, at least not a definition I follow of those words. And so I was so of course, right, as like I was a little worried about this new season. I'm like, okay, our producers, like, is that something that they liked and that's a vibe that they want to continue on with this next season? So I was a little worried in the beginning, especially, I mean, and again, against two Sophies. I'm like, okay, like it just kind of felt, I'm like, are we just dipping like in the same well here? Like, again, I was just like, is it just gonna be a season of just like all the same types of people? Which again, that's another great thing about Survivor, is bringing people from so many different backgrounds into this island and just like, okay, survive together. But wow, was it fun. I feel like we had some great characters. I felt like some great gameplay. I love this idea of like, exactly, there were so many I guess like incorrect played advantages, but exactly what you said, I'm like, yeah, but it was so fun. It was so fun to see how these people decide, and not this usual, like, I feel like so often people are like, oh, it's not the same game anymore. Exactly, people are just like following these steps and doing this and yada yada. I'm like, because these people did not follow any steps. This season did its own thing. These people were
I
like
that there was like shifting power dynamics that
yes.
Like, I think it's really fun to see in the post merge how at the first merge vote the three people that were at the bottom ended up the three people in the final four. Mm-hmm. Like that's a really cool journey to watch. Also to see a few players that are very confident to take risks, like Savannah and Rizo, and then other people like as their foils that are risk averse, to see how they play together. Also like casting people who are naturally going to have like maybe conflict, like Kristina and Savannah as a dynamic. Also just seeing like Sage's like emotionally messy, genuine, like authentic, but eventually not successful journey through Survivor. Well, I hope it's successful to her in many other ways, but successful as in like finally winning. And I just love seeing like the way that Rizo held on to the idol and just changed the plot of the idol in the game, so that it almost opens up new opportunities. And Rizo is really like saying, hey, future players, like, let's be innovative. And I love that call. I love that cry. So I was a little bit worried at the beginning of the season as well. Just seeing like, a disaster try play out again.
Oh, that's Pella. Right. Yes.
Jake being pulled from the game from like not a real snake bite. I was like, keep him in. He really didn't get bit. Come on. Dr. Barry, let's keep playing, that type of thing.
Boo.
But we ended up having 2 tribe swaps, which a lot of new era seasons, they really stick to the 6 tribe format, or the 6-person 3 tribe format, and they do not do tribe swaps, but it ends up being like you get to merge and all these people are like meeting each other for the first time. But I really felt like by the time we got to merge, things were already feeling pretty fluid. There was a lot of information going on all sides. So no, I love that as well. And I am really excited, obviously, for Survivor 50. It's going to be a landmark, hallmark, iconic season by default because of all these people playing. I think there was definitely opportunities for maybe Survivor 49 being like some kind of cool concept related that they could have taken the Survivor 50 theme farther. Like instead of just Survivor 49 just being like just another cast, it could have been another returning cast of like all new era players, and maybe Survivor 50 was like all old era player.
Ooh,
or just like a blood versus water season, or just I think they could have done that. But I will say it did end up being more fun than some of the other new era seasons. And I'm not a big harbinger of like it's got to be good gameplay for me to enjoy the season. It's like, no, if people like swing and miss, baby.
At least you swung. At least you did something out here.
Exactly. So no, I loved a lot of people on the season. Also, Savannah's a good winner.
Yeah, she is.
Savannah's a good winner. It's a winner I can stand behind.
Yes.
So was happy to see her win. And oh my God, Rizo and Savannah.
I cannot wait to see them play again. A major
alliance heading into Survivor 50, and all these Survivor 50 players have no context or idea of the game they play, the type of players they are. So I really feel like they're entering into this Survivor 50 season with a huge advantage.
Oh yeah, easily.
Of anonymity.
Yes.
That 10-syllable word I can never utter correctly. But thank you so much for listening to our Survivor recap. We have recapped all the other episodes of the season, so please check them out. We've had so much fun with this. We love Survivor, as you can tell. Love talking about all the nuances and big ideas and thoughts and feelings behind all of this.
And this is our first full show that we've recapped for the podcast for Chaotic Good.
Yeah, we launched Chaotic Good with Survivor Season 1, Episode 1, baby. Not Season 1, Season 49, Episode 1. Anyway, we've been podcasting for a while tonight.
It feels like that long ago. Yes.
But yes, catch us for Survivor 50. And in the meantime, we will be starting Trader recaps. And we're also currently recapping, if you also watch Bravo, check it out. We also recap Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Vanderpump Rules at the moment. So just check out our YouTube channel and see what we're up to.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening, guys. And I mean, we're going to, I guess, take a little holiday break before we get back. Because I think Bravo is not showing. I know. Maybe we'll talk about this off pod about our schedule, unless y'all want to hear about our schedule. But yeah, this has been such an exciting, fun time podcasting with you and doing this this season. Oh, and what a fun season to be like our first full season to be podcasting with. It feels very special. It was a lot of fun, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait until the next season.
And it's coming out soon.
Very soon. So yeah, exactly. Listen to all of our previous episodes. Get yourself situated. And yeah, we'll talk to y'all soon.
All right. Take care.
Bye.